How's everybody doing tonight? We are just getting started. We've got a lot of work to do. I need, how many do I need? 1, 5, 9, 10, 11, plus 48. I need 59 small strands of Byzantine. Right? I'll give you it here. Let me show you. Here's for TikTok. I'm making these small sections of Byzantine, right? They're 70 rings a piece, and I need 390 of them total. But in order to get from here to finish this horizontal layer of big rings, and in order to finish the vertical rings in the first layer, I need 59 more, if my math is right. So, got to get stuff done. I had an interesting day today. So I got up, got a lot of work done down here. Got the Finnegan's Wake flag with some leather behind it. It's a project I recently finished just the other day. So I'm glad to have that done. It's almost completed, right? It's hanging from a dowel rod right now, and I want to replace the dowel rod with a spear, like an actual functional spear. While I was looking for examples of tapestries and medieval flags to base my inlay off of, I came across several of them that were hung by spears, and I was like, oh, you know what? That'd be cool to do as well. So, and then I need 2 Celtic-themed wall hooks, rather. And then I will put it on display and never touch it again. Oh, why did I just do that? So, we're live, right? We are notifying viewers that you're live. Usually we have a few more people in here. Going quickly. I wonder what's going on. That's alright. Probably some algorithm change or something. Oh, I was looking at my camera picture over here on my streaming equipment on my computer, or my streaming software on my computer, and I see this red thing. I was like, what is that? It's the top of this lid. Alright, so I guess I'm streaming to myself tonight. That's okay. I've done that before. We'll see if something kicks off here in a little while. But we should have... I don't know, am I just, maybe I'm just frozen. Nope, that's going. Alright, well, anyway. I guess I don't have to be as entertaining if I'm just streaming to myself. So what else is going on? Okay, so I got up this morning, came down here, got some work done. Mostly just closing all of these rings, right? They needed to be closed because each ring is out of round, and I have to adjust each one. Should I like restart? I'm gonna restart the TikTok. See if there's something I did wrong. Okay. Yeah, no viewers. That's weird. Okay, from here, go live. I edited that. Any settings I need to change? I'm not on practice mode, am I? No. Let's try that. Alright, I'm relaunching the TikTok live because nothing's going on over there. You can now receive guest. Weird. That's weird. I wonder if I don't know, I must have pressed a button or something. Streaming is weird, right? You'll have it running perfectly, and then next thing you know, it doesn't work at all. It's loads of fun trying to run down rabbit holes and figure out what's wrong, but I've done that multiple times now. And I'll admit, sometimes it has dissuaded me from wanting to continue streaming because I don't know what's wrong. So I gotta take hours of time figuring out how to fix whatever needs to be fixed. Is that 5? That's 5. Alright, again. Alright, screw it. Maybe everybody is all simultaneously off of TikTok right now. I'm just not popping up in the live. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. We will proceed to get work done. I'm making these little 5-lets for Byzantine to make connecting them just so much easier. Because I already have the rings closed, it makes it easier putting them all together. As opposed to building out the small strand of Byzantine one ring at a time. So yeah, okay. Came down here, got a lot of work done, right? I've said that how many times now? Then, me and the family and the neighbor kids all went to go see Inside Out 2. Popping in for a bit, left your work at the shop, so you might as well watch you work. Nice. How you doing, Patience? Thanks for popping in. What are you working on, if you don't mind me asking? It's like, I went to go see Inside Out 2. And I liked the first one. I liked the second one without giving away any spoilers or anything. I'd watch them both again at some point. They're fun little movies. And then we got back home. I like popcorn from the theater, but man, I tell you what, it does a number on my stomach. So, but that was the highlight of my day. You're doing good? That's good to hear. Three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we'll keep making these little 5-lets for a little bit. Maybe do enough for 2 more strands. Because what time is it? We've got, it's 8:40. I've already screwed around enough. Time to get to work. Other than that, okay, so I came home. I got the Finnegan's Wake flag. I put some leather behind it and hung that up and laced all that together. So now it's a giant inlay. I need a spear and some Celtic wall hooks for it. And then it'll go up on my wall and I'll never touch it again. Unfortunately, closing your brick and mortar, so working on all online stuff to stay in business, Etsy, Facebook, and new website, making products for those, Ren Fair, and an art show. Right on. Right on. Sorry you're closing your brick and mortar. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, something you wanted to do or not. But congratulations on the changes. I do not enjoy trying to do online business stuff. It's too much of a pain. Don't get me wrong, I do it. I do a lot of it. So, while you're switching over to online stuff, just know that you can get through it. You can pull through all the photo editing, taking photos. That's something I was always terrible at. And what else was I terrible? Oh, just slogging through the back end of Shopify, Etsy, Facebook, Instagram. It's like I tried. So all the social media platforms allow you to have your own store, right? And all of them require you to have, what do you call it? Like a 3-day turnaround time or a 7-day turnaround time. And if you can't make that, then you get like you can get a chargeback real quick. But getting all those social media platforms to integrate my Shopify store, right, was always just such a pain. Hey, Astrid, how you doing? I wasn't sure if TikTok was working. You're the first person in here tonight. But yeah, slogging through the back end of social media platforms and integrating my store to those websites just was always a huge headache, including here on TikTok. And I've got, I took down my store on Instagram, I took it off of Facebook, and I took it off of Etsy, and now I'm going to take it off of TikTok here pretty soon, because it's not worth it, right? Just provide a link to your store. And this is my experience, so take it with a grain of salt, right? I'm just going to provide a link to my store and hope people find me entertaining enough that I can direct people to the store manually without running ads and without what's it called? It's called organic traffic. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep your stuff just on Shopify. Yeah, I mean, Shopify is a great platform. Every social media platform integrates with it. It's just when you there's a lot of lines, like the amount of product you have for each thing. Every time that I integrated with a platform, I would have everything correct on my Shopify store, but I would have to go and adjust it on the back end of all the social media platforms. It's a huge headache. Jelly cubes haven't been standardized, have they? I don't think so. All income is paying overhead. Hopefully that'll be in our pocket. A holistic boutique is our store with your chainmail palace. It's been a pain. We have a decent customer base, so hopefully they'll stay. Right on. Astrid, I don't know if jelly cubes have been standardized by anyone. I know that there's a lot of, what do you call it? There's a lot of, like, different jelly cubes. How to phrase this? So there's like an actual cube, and then an offset cube. Got in a weird debate with them on the Discord. My Discord or your Discord? I didn't see any debates about. Or a different Discord, I guess. So, and no one can standardize jelly cubes. Right? Just like no one can copyright a chainmail weave and say that they're giving a definitive answer as to what something is. The most you can do is ask people to be respectful and not the Chainmail Artisans Discord. Let's open up Discord. So anyone who says that like they are the authority on a given chainmail item is giving early onset dementia Lord Randolph vibes. Downloading update. Why aren't you open anyway, Discord? Who closed you? Let me see if I'm in that Discord. I want to. Anyway. So yeah. No one has. Okay. All the information about chainmail is largely available online for free in the public domain. The only thing you can do is make a tutorial and ask people to be respectful, to not share your ring sizes or give out the information. Where did my screen go? There it is. It was more discussion, but I don't know. Said something about that's how Lisa does it. I think I would assume that they would be talking about Lisa Ellis. She's making a large cube right now. If you think this cube is big, this is like 15, 16 rows wide. Okay. Hers is 31 last I checked. You also think of layers differently? I mean, does the terminology matter? Let me see here. Is this the chainmail? No, I'm not in the Chainmail Artisans one. I'm in the Lynx one with who runs that? Jason. No, that's Jason's Discord. What other one am I in? The Chain Nerd. Jason's. What is this? Nope. Huh. Interesting. So, when talking about cubes, right, I think of a layer as like the layer that you're touching, right? A row would be the layer that you're touching and the layer beneath it, right? That's how I've always explained it. And I don't know, like, I did not pick that up anywhere. that is just how I have come to explain it. And, yeah, I don't know. You sent a link. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll deal with that in a minute. I got you. I got it. So that is the way that I have found to best describe to people who are viewing what is going on, right? And I'm not going to make any claim that I'm right, but there's a million ways to skin a cat, and if someone does it differently, I'm not going to tell them that it's wrong. Like, for example, the way you weave your scales is a really cool technique that I've never seen anyone do. But I would never weave scales. Well, maybe after watching you, I might try to weave scales that way. But being like a base level scale weaver, I would never look at that and go, that's the wrong way to do it. You know what I mean? It depends on the pattern. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. Oh, come on. Yeah, I've been terrible at making scales. I used split rings and they were not, it was not fun. So I'm going to change the rings that I use. I'm not going to make a shirt out of them, so. You've noticed TikTok is being weird with the algorithm tonight? Lots of random videos in your feed? Yeah, I had, a couple nights ago, I had like all videos from other countries, right? Like that's all I could get for like 2 hours. And I keep getting the, what makes you go live on TikTok video? It's like a commercial for TikTok Live. Then I hop on live, and normally TikTok pushes out my live to, you know, a couple hundred people. And tonight, I started and stopped the live, and then started back up again. Rachel, how you doing? And still nothing. So I don't know what's going on. I was talking to myself there for a little bit, but now all of you wonderful people are here. And you can watch me curse as I try to put this stuff together. Yeah, I already restarted. TikTok is being special. Not seeing the live showing up on TikTok. Oh, that sucks. I wonder, maybe I pushed a button or something. You know? Yeah, I restarted it after about 10 minutes in. But thank you for the share. I appreciate it. So, since I will now repeat everything I said in the first 10 minutes of my stream, because I was just talking to myself. You made a scale halter, but you can't wrap your head around how to construct it in lengths. Fair enough. You're good 3/4 of the way through your what was it, 88 pounds or just 80 pounds of rings? I saw your pile of rings last night. It's going to be fun to work through. But yeah, so I went and saw Inside Out 2 today. And then I got the Finnegan's Wake inlay. I got the leather backing on it. I need some Celtic-themed wall hooks and a spear. And then I'm going to put it up on the wall, and it's done. So that's going to be... I'm actually like really glad to have the Finnegan's Wake inlay done, because that sat around for years. I need to do a TikTok where I go through like where I started and how much it's changed, kind of like what I posted in the chainmail groups over on Facebook. Because the way it starts out and the way it ends is completely very different. Roughly 80 pounds, right on. Am I going for wood or metal for the hooks? They will probably need to be metal. The inlay already weighs like 4 pounds. And I don't know how much a spear is going to weigh. It probably is mostly dependent upon the haft material. It's adorable on Inside Out 2. You like how the TV series addresses kids' emotions and mental health? I've never seen the TV series, but I did watch Inside Out 2 today, and I enjoyed the first one. I like the second one. It's pretty good. No, I don't know any blacksmiths personally. It's like I've seen a few... Celtic-themed wall hooks online. I just gotta take a closer look at them. It's like I've seen a few spears that I liked online. One of them will work. I don't want to buy a prop, right? So something moderately functional. Sure, one can make a nice Celtic-themed one. Yeah. I would be okay with paying someone to make a Celtic themed wall hook for me, except that I've already dumped a ton of money into this project, and like it wasn't for sale or anything. It's not going back to the bar that inspired it. So I don't know. I'm good with cheaping out on the wall hooks. You could ask someone at fair. You're sure one of them would love to make some for that? Yeah. And, you know, maybe if I get the inspiration, or if I see something that someone has made and said, hey, can you put a hook on that? I'll ask them, but it's like my tax return that I was expecting did not come through the way that I thought it would. It was less than half of what I thought. It was a third of what it should be, right? And so that was going to be what I was going to use to finish a bunch of projects around here and get working on an anodizer, coiling and cutting setup, and all the rest of the pieces I need to have a completely functional chainmail setup, right? So now I don't know what I'm going to do about acquiring those things at the moment. It's not the end of the world, but which is crazy. I'm sorry that happened. I am too. I'm actually irritated with how it went about happening. So, but, you know, contacted the city, contacted the congressman, and like, it doesn't look like anything's going to change, so I'm not going to be able to rely on it. It is what it is. Going to have to make stuff and sell it, I guess, is what I'll have to do. Like this enormous sculptural cube that I'm making. We'll get there. I didn't come this far just to get this far, you know what I mean? Besides, I've still got plenty of random projects down here in the basement to finish up. So if it takes me a little longer to get to my next project, or to get my next piece of equipment, rather, then so be it. Oh, I did have a gift come in for the wife. You guys know who Post Malone is, right? And you know what the Mona Lisa is, right? So, famous mumble rapper and famous Leonardo da Vinci painting, right? So, someone made, it's over on Etsy, it's the Post Malone Lisa. And it's a combination of, it's Post Malone's face on Mona Lisa is what it is, which is hilarious. And the wife's a big fan of, not like Goo Goo Gaga or starstruck with Post Malone, but she's, you know, she likes his music and follows his career and whatnot. Which is, I don't know, like, that's not someone I would ever have picked. But, she's a fan of his, and I saw that, and I was able to get it for her. And it is now hanging in our dining room. It's like a 12 by 18 framed print of Post Malone's face on the Mona Lisa. Like, that is where my money goes. So, what else did I get her? I also got her like a little Lego knockoff Wall-E kit. You know, Wall-E, the little trash robot. So she's in the middle of, it's like halfway put together. It's a cool little thing. It's got a motor and tank tracks you can roll around in. Man, these take forever. All right. Yeah. Astrid, in my Discord, I posted a picture of it in there. I think it's in the general section if you haven't seen it. The Post Malone Lisa. Oh, I did get I did start the progressive web app for the Mailworks app. So I was able to get a little computer work done today. So that's getting done. That way, when I don't have, or when I have people here who can't download the Android version because they're on Apple, then they can just go to the Progressive Web app. Which is kind of irritating, right? That I have to make this workaround. Not yet. You got distracted with that other discussion after putting a little man to sleep? No, fair enough, fair enough. But if you want to see it, it's in there. So I have the Mailworks app on inside the Google and Apple Play Store. And it's not shown to people under 18, right? Even though there is like an 18 plus section inside the Discord, I can't trust people to like go in that area, you know, or I can't trust people to not go in that area, specifically if they're minors, right? Not that the Discord's not very big. There's not much in there, but still. So I had it on the Google and Apple stores set so that the app wouldn't show to people under 18. And now, in order to get people to even be able to see the app, I've got to make a web app, and it's like, well, this kind of defeats the purpose of what I was trying to do. So that is kind of irritating. But as with everything, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And we'll get there. It's like the only other thing I can think to do, because 99% of my traffic comes through TikTok, right? The only other thing I can do is set my lives to 18 plus and hope I don't forget to not do that, you know what I mean? Because it's not that I don't want to interact with kids and show them chainmail and that they can make this stuff at home, you know. It is just... It is everything when it comes to dealing with minors. You know, so I don't even want to bring that into the discussion. Not really. So, and I don't, you know, I think that's reasonable. It just sucks that, like, the safeguard I had in place to prevent the situation from happening in the safeguards I have in place are, like, not working. Mine kept getting flagged a week ago for inappropriate content. You had no idea why? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope that TikTok doesn't become like all the other social media platforms. Like everything on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, it's always been like you have to pay in order to get your content out there, right? Whereas TikTok was showing my stuff for a while. So I really hope that doesn't change and tonight's just a glitch, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, and YouTube, right? Hopefully it gets fixed. I hope so too, right? YouTube's another platform that, without having to tell someone on, like, TikTok that I stream over on YouTube, YouTube does not show my stuff. And granted, I suck at social media, right? Especially YouTube, because you have to, like, pick the perfect thumbnail and do a lot of back-end work on every video, and it's better to record the video and then edit it and then upload it, or just do shorts. So I guess I can switch to that, but it's genuinely much more fun to hop on a live and hang out with people and answer questions than it is to plan out a video, you know? Come on. Now, one of the things that, I don't know, if I had to switch to just doing video content, pre-recorded video content, there was a point in time where I wanted to go around and interview artists. And so, not just chainmail artists, but craftsmen, especially ones who make really unique stuff. Like, there was a guy who hand carved a bunch of different colors of hardwoods to make anime characters. There's another friend of mine who makes anime weapons characters, or anime weapons out of wood, right? There's plenty of other chainmail artists I'd love to talk to. So that could be, I don't know how I would market that. Little 15-20 minute interview. There's a I don't know if he uses latex, but he makes Halloween masks. He makes horror masks here in Kenosha, where I live, right? And it'd be cool to go down and record a little interview about how he got started and show some of his stuff. And like, there was a point in time in which I was adding that to the list of things that I was going to do. But I am simply too busy. Like, I had this idea probably would have required multiple people. It was a website that was like a publishing app, or a publishing company, like a newspaper, right? And you know, they have the Daily Mail in the UK, right? And it's MAIL. Well, I think I own the Daily MAILLE.com. I might not own it anymore. I might have given up on that, right? You're good at TikTok, but not so much the other platforms. You have 200 followers on Insta versus 8,500 here. Yeah, I have 13,000 here. I don't know how many I have on Insta. I only have like 1,500, 1,900 on Facebook, and like 23 or 24 on YouTube. 10, 15 people on Twitch. And it's like, I don't know. Interviews are such a good idea. I think so. I think it would be something awesome to do. And it's something that can be pre-recorded and edited as opposed to like me streaming making my chainmail. So it's like I could even wear the Chainmail Flames jersey and dye my hair and look like Guy Fieri. And be like, here at Chainmail Rings and Weaves, we've got Danny over at the Red Hot Iron Blacksmith Shop. Just make a character out of it, yeah. So that would be, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Also, it's easier to tell jokes and be funny when you're talking with people. And I'm terrible at telling jokes or stories, right? But I think that if I had to sit down and come up with a list of questions, what I'm going to ask someone, right? Take a look at all their socials and stuff. I can come up with a few good, jokes that are pre-planned, and I can practice my delivery and whatnot and use those as my short reels or shorts and reels or whatever they're called. And I kind of I try to be amusing here. But I did not get a funny gene gifted down to me. My father is the great joke teller and storyteller in our family, and I don't have any of that ability. Or at least I didn't. I've become much better over time since I started streaming. All right. It's like, and there's a lot of really interesting people out there that they are only promoting themselves, right? They don't have other people really helping them, because all right, it really feels like that most people are out for themselves, right? They don't want to help anybody else get to the top in any craft or hobby that I've been a part of. Like, sure, there are supportive people who will help you learn stuff and answer your questions and get you started and everything. But when it comes to the promotion of any of your posts or anything, or your liking your videos, like outside of the fan base that I built, there's not, a lot of other support coming from inside the chainmail community or coming from inside the leatherworking community, or, and I'm not just talking about me. I'm just saying what I see, and it's all anecdotal. I'm sure you could measure it out, how much support you're getting from your friends list, right? How much does Facebook share your posts to the people you're friends with online. You're definitely not a joke teller, more of an educational and artistic process talker. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not much of one either, but I get a few good zingers in now and then. All right, we've got 4. It's 9:20. We might get in one more tonight. Oh, did I? Oh, excuse me. Oi. Like, okay, it has always felt lonely to me. Like, I try to be as supportive as I can. I repost and share a ton of other people's content, right? That I don't have to, but because my goal ultimately is to show the world what chainmail is and that you can make it at home, you know, I don't have any problem sharing and supporting someone else's stuff because it doesn't do me any harm. It's not like I'm going to make what they made. So I don't know if that's what people think when they see me post something or their other fellow chainmail artists, right? Or if maybe just the social media platforms suck because they just won't show other people's stuff. I don't know. I don't know 100% that it's a lack of support, right? Like, if you post inside the chainmail groups, you'll get plenty of likes from everyone, right? But outside of the group or on another forum or whatever, like, it's just like there's nothing there, you know? You're the most supportive person in the community you've met. Right on. I'm also noticing that a lot of artists are on TikTok less unless it's to post. Sure. All right. And I get it. We all have lives and we all have to focus on our stuff and everything. I'm just saying, like, no matter the situation, it just doesn't seem like there's an organic push for other, in my case, chainmail artists to support, you know, anything you do outside of the groups, right? Whereas I try to share as much as possible. Informing people about chainmail, I think, is like a big part of the struggle that a lot of people deal with, especially when they have customers like, oh, I could get my friend's son who makes that stuff to make that for me, and he wouldn't charge me that much, you know? So I love those customers. I don't know, maybe my expectations are just unrealistic of people too. That could be it. So I'm unrealistic of my expectations of other people. The social media sucks. The social media platforms suck. Or you only get support inside of groups where people feel safe supporting you and don't think you're competition. I'm sure there are other reasons. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just trying to point this out so that I can help other people be supportive or I don't know. I just try to be a good example. So it's still giving that old school vibe of mine, mine, mine. You notice a lot, only a handful of friends share your shop posts. Yeah. And that's to be expected. I've been friends with my family for years, and I don't think any one of them's ever shared anything that I do. You know? Like, now I can't blame two of them because I blocked them, so that was fun. You ever just get sick of a family member? It's like, I may be related to you, but I don't have to be around you. And I don't have to talk to you if I don't want to. Alright, this is like, I have this like this because this is really unruly. So I want those pointed inwards. I'm not. Alright, we'll figure that out later. Alright, one. We'll finish this one up over here. Alright. You're going to go to bed. Got no sleep last night. Need to catch up. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Alright. Yeah, and, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not owed support from anyone. So, like, I understand that. I just think it's weird that the natural inclination isn't to be supportive, or at least it doesn't feel like the natural inclination is to be supportive. It's like there are a very limited number of chainmail artists in the world, and while the number of people in the community is growing, there are millions of crochet artists and knitters and carpenters, right? That's so cool. Do you stream anywhere other than TikTok? You're trying to avoid this app? Child Kicker, how you doing? The what kicker? Chainmail squared. Yeah, chainmail. It's cubed. It's going to be cubed. It's going to be just like that cube. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Chai? I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X right now. On my other, I was told that Twitch was having issues last night. But you can check, see if it's working there. And then I've been told that the other best place to view it is on YouTube, all under the same username. So, alright, yeah. So, okay. Be supportive, because being supportive, even of other people who aren't supportive of you, is beneficial. Because at a minimum, it teaches other people about chainmail, right? Or whatever you're doing. You can follow on Twitch and YouTube. It was good to drop in here, though. Yeah, they're all in the link tree if you want to stop in there so you don't have to go searching as well. Thank you for hopping in. Wow, that ring is gone, man. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright, is this going to go? Okay, so yeah, back to what I was saying. There are millions of crochet artists and people who knit and sew, and they all have like their county fair competitions and leather. I've seen chainmail at the county fair here. I don't know who it was. But they placed well for something fairly simple. It was pretty cool. All right. So there's no real threat of competition from another chainmail artist, right? Just because chainmail is so physically demanding, no one can make all the chainmail in the world, which is why I started my chainmail themed apparel and accessory store over at mailworks.com, so that I can have a chainmail themed blanket or hoodie or jersey or, you know, coffee cup, whatever. And it's not a heavy clunky thing. It's just like I'm repping chainmail. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, we had an issue recently where a bunch of products, the manufacturer went down. They went bankrupt. Or they closed. They closed. And I don't know why they closed. The rumor was that it was a bankruptcy. But I'm not really privy to those kind of details. It's just what I heard. So like the tapestries, the big chainmail tapestries that I had in my shop, those are no longer available for right now. But I went to double check what was going on, what other products were no longer available. And I found some new products that I'm going to be adding to my store, which are the ceramic coffee cups, 15 ounces, right? It's a great size for a coffee cup. And they'll print all the way around, which is perfect. So I'm excited about that. And a couple other drinking devices that they'll print all the way around on. So yeah, don't fly away like that. So I am excited. More chainmail themed coffee cups. It's like I have my travel chainmail coffee cups, right? But since I'm at the house 99% of the time, I just use a ceramic coffee cup. And my coffee cups, they're like, I love my dogs. My pets are the best. I didn't buy them. They were my wife's. And they are very old, and the glaze on them is starting to fade. I suppose from washing them in the dishwasher too much, I guess. So I am in need of new coffee cups, so because once the finish is gone on a ceramic coffee cup, you really want to throw it away. You want to avoid using it. You can get like bacterial growth in the cracks on the ceramic cup, and you don't want to be drinking out of that. All right. Sweet. So I need. Look at that. Maybe some small adjustments on a few of these. Let me hold it up for you guys over here. Right, I'm adding. Okay, I'm adding these blackened stainless Byzantine chains. Okay. In between each of the bigger rings. Right, like in here, to help hold the big rings in place, because they want to try and slide past each other. So I'm trying to prevent that from happening, to help it retain its shape, right? And to make it a little more rigid. Everybody likes a good amount of rigidity. And then, if there's room, which I don't think there's going to be. Let's see here. I want to add these little marbles, right? Is there a little too much room in there to put this one in there, but right? Like, there's a couple spots where I think these might fit. We'll see. Where am I working here? Just right outside here. So what is everybody else up to tonight? So I went and saw Inside Out 2. That was good. I got the leather background hung up on my Finnegan's Wake inlay. So that's almost done. I need a spear and some Celtic knot themed wall hooks. I just got to pick them out, really. Excuse me. It's like I don't want to spend too much money on a spear, but like I also don't want to buy a prop. It's like I want people to come down into my basement and go, "Hey, whoa, why do you have a boar spear down here?" You know what I mean? In case my yard ever gets invaded by wild pigs. You're taking dabs and scrolling TikTok? Right on. And that brought you here, huh? All right. There we go. There was a ring caught. So, how many did I had? 11 to finish this horizontal layer I'm working on. And I need 48 more of these little Byzantine strands for the vertical portion, the vertical rings. So that's going to be fun. Hell yeah, you love weird shit. No offense, but this is a bit weird. But you're down with it? It's not normal to open and close. Oh, wait. Got to verify. It's a puzzle piece of death. Ew. It's not normal to open and close hundreds of thousands of rings to make stuff. Right? It's absolutely weird. Magenta, how you doing? It's not, you know, like, what weirdo would sit and make this stuff, you know? I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. Lol, true, but it's cool. It is satisfying. The cubes are super fun, right? This sculpture here is a project, hopefully for a gallery display. Deadpool Scan, how you doing? You like the cube? Spooby, how you doing? Damage, what's going on? I got into this hobby by, I was about 14 years old. I saw my uncle working on a European 4-in-1 shirt. And I was 14. I was reading the 5th book in the series of, I was reading the 5th book in the Redwall series. And I wanted to be a badger who lived inside of a volcano, who was working his volcano forge, and threw some special herbs on the volcano forge and hallucinated and made a spear, right? Like, that's what I was reading. And then I saw my uncle make an armor, and the badger's got to make the spear a spiritual spear that he goes out and fights the vermin horde on his shores with, right? So I'm reading that, and my uncle's making chainmail, and I was like, holy crap, I want to do that. And then I just never stopped. What makes a cube valuable? Material, number of rings, size of ring, smallest or largest. Okay, the cube. Damage, did I already say that I remember you? I do remember you. I've got over 130 hours into this now. I think. It's 21,000 rings. Right? And I did the math. I think I'll have over 300 hours into it when it's done. I think that's right. I don't remember. I did a bunch of math on it and figured it out. I just didn't remember. What makes a cube valuable? So, okay, so it's not material cost unless you're using precious metal, right? I've got $140 into this cube so far, and I need another 140 to finish it. So it's not like a valuable thing. It's all perception. Someone is going to want the cube. Well, this one's not going to be for sale. This one's going to my bar. But someone wants to play with the cube, and they want to use it as a fidget toy or as, I don't know, they just want to have it because it's unique, right? So a lot of times you'll see people arguing about pricing and be like, my formula for pricing is 2 times the cost of materials plus, my hourly rate and whatever. And that gives the individual who made an item a good price to start with, so that they're not losing money wasting their time. But that's not at all how pricing works, right? Pricing is what someone else is willing to pay. Like they're willing to pay this amount. No, they're willing to pay this amount, but you need this amount, right? And pricing is where that equilibrium meets, right? So the only thing that makes a cube valuable is someone's subjective decision that they're willing to pay something for it. Does that make sense? And say I make 100 necklaces and I charge $100 for them and nobody buys them, right? There's 2 different thoughts about this, okay? Some people might say, oh, you've priced them too low. People view them as not valuable, so you should raise your prices, and then people will see that they're valuable, and then you will sell them, right? And that works sometimes, right? So haven't sold any necklaces at $100. I raise the price to $150. And if I don't sell any, then I should have lowered the price below $100 instead of raising it. And if I do sell, so let's say all of them at $150, that was the price, right? It wasn't my formula of supplies times 2 plus labor times the number of hours it took to make the piece, right? That's a formula I would use to make sure I'm not losing money. But that does not make it the price. So I always find it funny when, like, for example, if this was finished, right? I've got 2 areas that I need to add more rings on, right? If that was finished and each side was 16 rows and I was going to put this up for sale, I probably wouldn't accept anything. I would probably price it about $5,000. I probably wouldn't accept anything less than 4 for it. Just because how many hours I have into it, the rarity of it, you won't see any cubes this large for sale because they are such a pain to make. The people who make them, the people who make cubes generally don't make them this large. They make, 5x5s or 7x7s. Smaller ones that are quicker for them and they can churn out more of them. And they can, they'll make 10, whereas I made 1, right? Good luck with that 5,000. Oh, I've had orders, I've had offers for 3,500 at this point. And I'm like, it's not done, it's not for sale. That's another thing too, is like maybe if I raise my price to $150 on the 100 necklaces I made, the market was wrong. Like I'm at the wrong event, or I'm at, I took a bunch of rosaries to okay, hang on. Yeah, if I sell them all at 100, okay, hang on. If you sold them all at 150, your price is too low. You should sell 80 to 90% to be at the proper price. Right, but I mean, what I'm saying is like 150 is, more than 2 times supplies plus my labor, right? The cheapest cube you can get, I don't know. I've never priced one, right? So I don't take commissions typically, and I don't make and sell stuff usually. I do have some stuff for sale. Like this cube will eventually be for sale, right? So you would need to talk to like Astrid Wolf, who was just on here. It's astrid.wolfe, and she makes smaller ones like the 5x5s and the 7x7s, and she uses colorful rings, and they're, she got different colors and different patterns and stuff like that. The one you make yourself so you don't pay time? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can also learn how to make chainmail and make all this stuff yourself. So, I mean, you'll still pay time because you'll have to go through the learning process, but it's not hard. Yeah, the wrong market thing is so true. What sells at farmer's market won't sell at a flea market. Right. So, this cube right here, I intend on making 10 or 15 of these. Not cubes, but different chainmail sculptural projects, right? And then I'm going to go and try and find a gallery, maybe one that specializes in metal art, maybe not, maybe one that just specializes in unique art, right? And I'm going to try and sell these for a large amount of money because it's a lot of work and it's very unique. It's ideally it'll be an eye-catching art piece when it's done, right? And hopefully I'll make a lot of money on it. But if I were to take this cube to the flea market or even a Renaissance festival, right? Renaissance festival is pretty iffy, but this is a pretty expensive cube when it's all said and done. So a Renaissance festival where people know what chainmail is, they're familiar with it, they might not be willing to purchase it because of how expensive it is, right? So the Renaissance Festival may even be the wrong market. I don't have any intention of placing this in a Renaissance Festival, but you're tempted to try and make some 2-gauge chainmail like Cody's Lab on YouTube made? Yeah. You should do it. Big stuff like that. I want to do stuff like that. I want to do stuff like this in 2-gauge chain. I use a more artistic weave and weld the link solid and use like a bumper. Yeah, heck yeah. You should totally do that. All right. Does it make sense what I'm talking about pricing? Like, just because you have a formula that says x plus y equals z doesn't mean that that is actually the price of your piece, because you could be churning out garbage and trying to charge a high price for it, and nobody will want to buy it, and you'll be like, but I put so much time and energy into this that, you know, I can't afford to sell it for less than the price the formula gave me. But the reality is what you turned out was hot garbage. Okay? So formulas are only good for determining how much money you need to make on an item so that you're not losing money, or you're not spending time making the wrong product, right? It's like there's a time and a place for formulas, but pricing is not necessarily a function of that. I hope that makes sense. Also, if you're not selling your stuff, try a different market. Try online, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm glad that came up tonight, because I reminded me that I was planning on making a video about that very subject. Because you see it all the time. Okay? I mean, there's TikTok sounds about it. The whole, it costs that much because it takes me effing hours, right? Okay, sheet weave or chain weave? Or should I just answer the question? So cool sheet weaves include elf weave, interwoven 4-in-1, half Persian 3-in-1 sheet 5 or 6. Oh, okay. For a bumper, you need like a big chainmail bumper. Okay, you're talking like pencil weave, Ferrar's Cade. I don't know. Trying to think here. This is Kinged Vipera Barus. That'd be a cool bumper. Just gotta give it a try. Oh wait, no. I wanted to stop. Here we go. We need to put all these together. Get one more done before we call it a night. With rings using wire that big, I don't know how much you're gonna be manipulating them. Whoa, where'd you go? Into like really technical chainmail weaves. Just, you know, it's just going to take a lot of oxyacetylene to open those, to open rings that size and then to close them, right? That's probably going to be the biggest struggle. So you might just be better off doing like Byzantine for a bumper, just a really thick chain of Byzantine. That'd be cool. Going to do the year 4-in-1 for mud flaps. Simple is best there. I think that's a perfect weave for that. Chainmail mud flaps seems like a really good idea. Just because it sounds, you know, like it would be cool. And it demonstrates the versatility of chainmail, right? And just how it can just be used for everything. It's crazy. So get the mud flaps done and get some practice in. And I don't know what your experience is in working with metals that size. I've never done it, so I can't really provide any useful advice. I've just, from what, you know, the YouTube video that those guys did, the Cody's Lab guys with the chain, like, it's going to be a lot of that. Letting slow cool to remove hardness, yeah. Don't want to have chainmail that shatters. Once it was done, you reheated it to quench in water. You'd use oil, then baked in oven to reharden. Yeah. Oh, my leg is numb. So, that would be a very cool thing to do. And I can almost guarantee that you'll be the only one with chainmail bumpers and chainmail mud flaps. But I put chainmail on the saddlebags of my motorcycle, and I'm one of the only people to have chainmail on my motorcycle, so I'm not the only one, though. I've seen two other people, one with chainmail on their saddlebags and, like, their backrest. Oh, excuse me. TikTok's having a hard time with connection tonight. I believe it. Yeah, it says, says it's crap. So that's awesome. I don't know why that would be. Sure, it'll come back around. Hope you get enough followers for a stream key soon. Oh, I have enough followers for a stream key. They just have not provided it. Like, where I'm told you'll find it on the internet, it's not there. So I don't know what's going on with that. It is what it is. Annoying is what it is, actually. It's like I hit 10,000 followers, and then that's when you're supposed to be able to get a stream key. And sure, they don't give it to everybody, but I stream, you know, doing this all the time. So you would think that, I don't know, maybe I don't attract enough followers or viewers, or, you know, get enough gifts. It's like maybe only the people who get a lot of gifts get a stream key. And you're like, what's a stream key? A stream key allows me to use my streaming software on my computer, where I have a quasi-professional looking setup, and so that I can stream from my computer to TikTok. Oh, excuse me. Because right now I use my streaming software to stream to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. And I would like to add TikTok into the mix. But I gotta have the stream key. So that's all it is. It's nothing special, except that I don't have one. So it's special to me. I'm sure it'll pop up in time, right? It's like we've surpassed the initial requirements to get a stream key, and even you know, just because I don't have one doesn't mean that I am going to stop streaming or anything. I'm going to keep trying to grow my channel and keep making cool projects and whatnot. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I only need 2 more rings. Let's get this one hooked in. And then, thank you for the share. I appreciate it. Alright, there's like no room to work in here, but if I can... Alright, come on. So close. Did anybody watch Terminal List with Chris Pratt? Of the few shows that I have watched in the last year, I'm usually not watching TV. I did manage to catch that one just because someone recommended it to me. And I was watching the author be interviewed. He's released a new book, and it sounds like the Terminal List is not going to be the end of that character's story. And so we might be getting another Chris Pratt revenge action deal. I don't know how that's going to work. But I enjoy a good action flick with impossible odds and unrealistic outcomes. And dang it. So I don't know, you know, when the new book is. I don't know if it's done or being finished, but hopefully we'll have something new to watch soon. I need some like needle nose pliers maybe, because these do not want to fit into any of the spaces I need them to go. And I know Zuron makes a little bit thinner. The problem with Zurons is that, you know, they're like really sharp. So if you slip and you accidentally nick yourself, they're gonna take a chunk. Come on. There we go. I'll have to fix that later. Alright. These are all... they all need to be straightened out on here, but there is the one I just placed. Right there. It's a little wonky, so I'll need to fix that. There's a couple of them that are that way. But this is, I need to do this corner and this corner, and then we can work on the vertical rings. Right? So, it's coming along, little by little. It's a lot, it's a ton of work. Right? And having to adjust all of these rings, because all the rings I ordered are out of round. So having to adjust all of them is just, it adds a whole other month to this project. But as with everything, little by little, we'll get the job done and we'll get through it. So for anyone hanging out, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories over at my website, mailworks.com. So my username.com. If you want to see more chainmail, you can go to my website and purchase something, and that helps me buy tools, buy supplies, have time to do this on camera, and introduce people to chainmail, which I think is a super fun hobby, and I think the world should know about it. So please follow me on any of my other socials that are listed in my link tree. If you're interested in learning how to make chainmail yourself, and you have Android, in the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app. It's a list of resources that I wish I would have had when I first got started 28 years ago. Like where to buy supplies, where to find tutorials, what tools are recommended, where to find where other chainmail artists hang out online, so you can like build up friends in the community and ask them questions and stuff like that. So it's only available on Google right now. The Apple version is like giving me a lot of problems. I am making a progressive web app for it so that everyone will still have access to it and we don't have to worry about Google or Apple. That'll be done soon. So other than that, I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week just hanging out. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you want to go to my website and get something in order to support me, you can use discount code LIVESTREAM. That's LIVESTREAM, all one word, all lowercase. And it'll get you 20% off anything in my store. And I've got like chainmail themed jerseys, giant snug hoodies with chainmail print all over them. Not just European foreign one, but a few other different chainmail weaves. And then we've got like chainmail inlays as well. Like I've got an Irish flag and a Scottish flag and a valnut on there. I tried the veg vizier. I know that a lot of people, it's like the Nordic compass looking design. I'm still working on that design. It's giving me a lot of problems, so it's essentially too big for my computer to handle. So I'm going to have to figure out how to like do it bit by bit. It's going to be fun. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool products, a lot of cool designs over there. So go check those out. And I've got, stay tuned because I've got more designs, more t-shirt designs on the way and other new product designs, all kinds of fun stuff. So go there, use discount code LIVESTREAM, get yourself 20% off your entire order this evening. And that's only for people who hang out on stream. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. It is past my bedtime. I do got some stuff I got to do before I go to bed. But you all have a wonderful evening. Excuse me. You all have a wonderful evening, and hopefully I will see you all again soon. All right? Bye.